best anime they've seen in the year. But I'm looking for something. I'll be right in between you guys.
Okay.
Just
You're
because
gonna sandwich yourself in there.
I'm the cream inside of your guys' Oreo.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh God.
Just because
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Anime Summit podcast. It is the holiday season, and I am tired. I have no Christmas shopping done, and if you want to buy me something for Christmas, buy me the Battle Angel Alita hardcover.
Ladle.
Battle Angel Ladle. Buy me that deluxe hardcover. I'll post it again in the Discord and on Twitter. Buy me that shit for Christmas. If you don't, then I'm gonna TP your house. Anyway, I'm Sam the Bomb. With me, of course, as always, is Danny Hootenanny.
Hello.
Nick Too Slick.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Nick, do you understand? let me tell you something. Nick, do you understand that if you were in the WWE, that would be your wrestler name? Too Slick Nick.
I would grease myself up with Vaseline or something.
You do, dude. You'd be like a Turkish oil wrestler, like Hakan.
Oh yeah, dude. And then I would also do that thing where they give you the fake ice cream cone. Have you seen those YouTube videos? That would be like my finishing move. I'd be outside the ring and be like, tag. The guy'd be like, tag me in, bro. And I'd hold out the stick with the ice cream cone. He'd try to grab it, and all he'd have was the cone, and I'd have the ice cream.
And I'd have the ice cream.
He'd get punched in the face.
He'd get rock bottomed. Hey. Later in the episode, we're going to talk about Liz and the Bluebird. Liz Toaoi Tori. BASED KYOANI'S, spin-off to Hibike Euphonium Season 2. The movie just came out in April, and it's pretty high, like on Mal, and it's pretty popular. I watched it last night, and we're going to talk about it. Liz and the Bluebird. Before that, though, I got to mention... links.animesummit.net. If you go there, you can follow us on all those accounts and all that fun stuff and find our Discord link to merch. You should buy some merch too, by the way. Links to the iTunes so you can leave us an iTunes review. And new episode on the RSS feed and iTunes every Thursday, and that episode comes out the following Saturday on the YouTubies, which you can also find at links.animesummit.net. I gotta mention this too really quick though. So, like I mentioned earlier, it's the holidays, okay? We're all fucking in Christmas mode or holiday mode or Hanukkah mode, whatever you call it. Actually, I think Hanukkah's going on, like, right now.
No,
so
Hanukkah's over.
Oh, that's right. It happens, like...
It happens
It's like
in
early
the,
December
it happens in the,
or something?
In the beginning of December. This year,
Dude, they're
it was
so lucky.
This year, it was December 3rd.
They get Hanukkah and Christmas. So lucky.
Well, I knew... Yeah, my friend in junior high... No, they don't. I was going to say, but my friend in...
They get Hanukkah at the start, Christmas at the end. It's a win-win.
Well, actually, no. Like, you're not completely wrong. Because, like, my friend Jake in junior high, his dad was a Christian and his mom was Jewish. So he'd spend Hanukkah with his mom. And he lived with his mom. But then, like, he would always go to his dad's house for Christmas dinner and with his family. And he would get presents then, too. And it was just like, damn. He always bragged about it, too. It was funny. Anyway...
Sounds like Dudley.
Like Dudley. From
Last
Harry
year
Potter.
there were 38 presents.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Liz and the Bluebird. We're gonna talk about that. But anyway, I want to mention one more thing. Sorry, one more thing, or what I was trying to say before we started talking about when Hanukkah was. Next week is Christmas. Yeah. So like. We pre-recorded, or me and Kwoka pre-recorded an episode for that week, and it's just an AO episode. It's not a regular podcast episode, so it's just me and him bullshitting and bantering about Korea and food and dating advice and other weird stuff, or things like that. I don't know, we're just kind of bullshitting. So anyway, next week is just an AO episode. Take that with a grain of salt, treat it with nuance, put a little bit of black pepper if you want. I like a little bit of Lowry's salt, to be honest with you. But There you go. That's for you. Merry Christmas. So that way, me and Nick and Danny and Coca, and we can take a break next week and open presents and be fat. I'm probably going to eat a lot of turkey again.
Same.
As if I didn't learn my lesson from Thanksgiving. I'm already fat. So here's the problem with food, is when you consume food, you get fat. When you consume anime, you don't get fat. So I should just like switch the two.
Your brain gets fat.
You kind of get fat because when you're watching anime, you're eating some snacks.
I'm eating Doritos,
No,
that's
not-
right.
You're
No,
eating
Danny,
Doritos.
No, not if you're watching. Not if you're on the Boogie Pop Phantom diet.
Oh,
Know what I'm
gross.
saying?
No.
That whole show is just people throwing up. I like to
Cockroach.
mention that.
Eating the cockroach. Yeah, did she eat the cockroach, man? Anyway, I can't wait for the new Boogie Pop Phantom.
Yeah, that one's
So-
probably going to be like decent.
Yeah, I'm actually
The
'cause they're
original
actually
source
gonna,
material is good.
They're gonna retell. They're gonna do it from the beginning and not like what I made you watch.
Yeah, well, yeah. Listen to our Boogie Pop Phantom episode where I'm confused.
where Nick is confused and fuck, and I have to apologize to him the whole entire episode. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, I keep dragging this out, and I'm trying to be more quick about it. But I hope you liked. I got a lot of good feedback on my newscast. That's how we're doing the news now. I like it. It's really quick. I can give my takes on it. You know, it's not taking up podcast time on the regular podcast. So I got a lot of good feedback on it. Thank you guys who listen for those who listen to it. And there'll be another one this weekend. So I hope you guys like that. Anyway, let's get into
We should
it.
each have our own little segment podcasts.
Yeah.
We'd have
Danny's,
to find like
Stanny's,
names. Yeah,
Nick's,
Danny's, Stanny's,
Dick's.
Nick's Dicks, where I go over the anime dicks of the week. As you can see, this one is veiny.
Sam's Noms. Okay, so Sam's Noms is this. It's where I talk about food in anime. So it's like nom nom
And you
noms.
nominate the food and rank it. So
I'm like,
it's
okay,
a double entendre.
you know what? The chicken wing dumpling in Food Wars looked bomb as fuck. Like, God, I'm fat. Okay.
Have you seen any of those YouTube food reviewing people? Like, some of those guys are really funny.
Dude, actually, the guy at Sunnyside with Best Ever Food Review Show, you should sub to him. He's from Minnesota. Anyway, Liz and the Bluebird. Seneca and the Bluebird. Get it? Shout out to Seneca.
We need to make her watch season 1 of Hibike Euphonium. 'Cause it's gay. We need to make her watch gay shows.
Don't let Mac hear
She
you
likes
say that.
gay anime.
Shout out
clearly
to Mac.
it's gay, implicitly, subcontext.
Don't let Mac hear you say that.
Mac is the only one in anime fandom who is in denial about that. Even Danny's never seen it. And she's like, yeah, it's definitely gay.
Oh, super gay.
Super gay. Let's get into it. Waifu Husbando.
Well,
Nick
there's
put
no
legit-
really. There's no really. There's
Yeah,
no
it is.
husbando.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there
No,
is.
there isn't.
It's Liz and the Bluebird.
Well, it's like in any relationship, who's the man and who's the woman. Doesn't
Or
matter
who's
if you're
the- who's
actually
the
a man
dominant,
or a woman.
or who's the dominant and the submissive. Yeah.
Well, same thing. But you don't have to. You can both be women or both be men. One of you is still the bitch. One of you is still the opposite of the bitch.
One of you
You
is
know
still
what
the bitch. Hey, that's not some. What if there's? Look. I've seen
Two
relationships
doms
where
don't
it's
make
two
a
doms.
right.
Two doms don't make it right. But no, Liz and the Blue. That's perfect because they want to be together. They clearly want to be together. That's the kind of the whole archetype of Liz and the Bluebird, I think.
Wait, okay. We'll get into it later. I was like, which one is the bottom?
I think it's the Bluebird.
We'll get into it when we talk about the story because I forget which one is which because like the two girls in the story are represented by the little fairy tale.
So Nick, do you want to give a summary?
Why? Yes, I do. I'm gonna read off the Mal synopsis, which is taken from Anime News Network. So Mizori Yoroitsuka and Nozumi Kazuki are two close friends who are part of the Kitoji High School Music Club. And again, this is part of the Hibike Euphonium universe. So this is like a side story to season 2 of the show, but you don't need to have seen that. You can just watch this movie standalone. Anyway.
Just like I did.
So Yoroizuka plays the oboe, and Kazuki plays the flute. The group has decided to play Liz and the Bluebird, a song inspired by a fairy tale about a relationship between a girl and a bird. The musical piece puts both Mizori Mizore and Nozomi on the spotlight due to a solo part by Yurizuka and forces the two girls to re-examine their friendship. Boom. That's it. It's a pretty short movie. It's a tight 90 minutes.
I actually thought it could have been shorter, to be honest.
That's
with you.
true. Yeah, it's possible. But I mean, I'm comparing this to like a lot of the Ghibli movies are a little bit long.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something. It's like, oh. Most movies can be cut like a lot.
Yeah.
They just have to pad it out. So.
I'm always wondering how much they cut out of Avengers Infinity War. Like, ugh. Anyway.
Yeah, most movies are like 20 minutes too long. Like almost every movie. It's crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, this was done by Kyoto Animation. It came out April 21st in Japanese theaters, and it actually did air here in select theaters in America during the month of November, mostly during the weekend of the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th and the 12th. Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, yeah. And actually, on November, was it November 7th, the weekend before that, it aired at the theater right by my house, and I didn't even know it. But anyway...
yeah, it's always tough watching the anime movies in the States, or... Well, I don't know. There's probably other countries that have it a little bit easier, but because Japan doesn't like to send out their movies until a year after, for whatever reason.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised that we got this one even this year, because it only came out in April,
Yeah, because remember, Your Name was super massive world hit, and it was they didn't even fucking try in America. I think Disney had something to do with that. I think they were stifling it or something. That's just my tinfoil hat theory, but
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was.
I think that's absolutely what happened. That's just my opinion. But
didn't The Boy and the Beast? I'm pretty sure that aired the same year it came out, because I remember seeing it in theaters around my birthday.
In any case,
Anyway,
it's always kind of a pain to find these movies. There's not they're not really on streaming sites like Crunchyroll or Funimation. There's very few of them on there, if any. I can't think of any off the top of my head. So you either have to find them, buy them on Amazon, or sometimes they have deals and you can buy the hard copy, or if you're lucky, you can live nearby to a showing and also have the free time to go to it that day. Otherwise, it's look, you got to find it online. That's just how it is.
Honestly, though, if as soon as you know who's licensing the film here in America, literally just go to their website and check it.
Or you can just
for theater dates.
Or you can just go to fathomevents.com.
Or Fathom Events, yeah. That's what I did for Evangelion. Is I always just checked the movie website and the all that stuff. But that's how I saw the first two in theaters, and it was amazing. But anyway, so
save it for the Ava podcast.
Save it for the Ava podcast. Liz and the Bluebird. So the main characters, Mizori and Nozomi. Mizori plays the oboe, and Nozomi plays the flute. And like Nick said, they pick a piece based on Liz and the Bluebird, which is a children's book about Liz, who's lonely, and she meets the bird, who takes a human form. And
it kind of reminds me of Darling and the Franks, where they have the picture book a little bit.
Oh yeah,
not with a picture book and not bad, but
No, yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm just trying to trigger some.
Let's calm down, okay? Just shut up. But yeah, so there's kind of what's cool about it is as the characters Mizori and Nozomi are kind of, as the movie progresses, in between there's animated scenes of the book Liz and the Bluebird, because Mizori is reading it because she had never read it before the beginning of the movie until Nozomi was yeah, I picked this piece for us to do the solo because of this book that I used to read as a kid all the time. And they're trying to find... Mizori thinks that she's being a parallel to Liz, and Nozomi thinks that she's being a parallel to the bird. And there's the whole entire movie, there's this theme of well, Liz should let her go, and Mizori clearly is in love with Nozomi, and she doesn't want to let Nozomi go. So that's kind of like the conflict, I would say, in the whole entire movie. But
it's gay.
Yeah, she's like in love with her.
This whole series is gay, and it's great.
Now you're just trying to trigger
Nothing wrong
back.
with that. Although I will argue, I did enjoy the season 1 Yuri undertones more than the movie. It's weird. I don't know. I like the movie, but like this one just didn't have the nose boop. It needed a nose boop. That's what it needed.
Always needs the nose boop, or else it's not gay enough. Can confirm, am gay.
We should also mention. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. I was
So Naoko Yamada was the director.
Oh yeah,
and she is like, she's like the boy genius of Kyoto animation, except she's a woman.
She's a girl,
because she's very, very young for like a Japanese director. She's only 34, and she's already directed K-On!, Tamako Love Story, and A Silent Voice too, and then also Liz and the Bluebird. So she's done all that. She's only 34. It's like insane.
She's done a couple of episodes of Free and Free Eternal.
Yeah, she's episode directed and helped out with a bunch of. She started when she was like 20 or something. But that's just crazy because like
she like got in the industry right away and was like, I ain't playing games. I'm here to fucking do shit. Yeah, she's cool.
And
she's pretty too.
She does a good job with all of these by not like in a lot of shows in anime that have like all female casts. There tends to be a lot of fan service, a lot of panty shots and all that type of stuff. But with Naoko Yamada's stuff, she avoids that in like clever, creative ways. Like obviously there's the famous Mio rice bowl panty match cut. You remember that, Sam, in K-On! where Mio like falls over on stage and they immediately cut to like a rice bowl and it's like, oh, you could tell it's like a pattern of panties, but they're not showing anything. So.
Right? Yeah. Right. Yeah, it was kind of clever. It was kind of like doing the panty shot without doing it.
Yeah, so like with Liz and the Bluebird, it's cool because like they're not gonna have them, falling over each other and grabbing their boobs and stuff. She does it more tastefully.
Definitely more
like a love story.
Definitely more romantic looking the way she does it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can really tell when she's directed something because you have the classic. Like the knee shots of people's knees. You have their hands, like in K-On! Where they put their hands like, and Tamako Market they do this too, where they put their hands over their face and like clap, and they're like they have these little like baby hands. It's like that's kind of her thing is that.
She's got like an MO, yeah.
Yeah, and the hair kind of floats up when they do stuff, and it's you could tell it's just it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, she made her debut as a key animator on Air. So that's pretty sweet. But yeah, dude, she was the director of Koi no Katachi. Wow.
Yeah, I told you that. Silent Voice.
Oh, Silent Voice. What was I thinking of when you said that? Probably something stupid. My bad.
I think it means like something different, but there's like a loss of translation.
She's also a key animator for the ending for Nichijou, the ending number 1. That's awesome. Nichijou. Anyway, look her up, dude. I mean, you've probably seen a bunch of the stuff she's already done, has worked on. So I was telling Nick before we started recording earlier. I was telling Nick I was gonna write a lot of my thoughts in the little show sheet that Nick makes for us, and I couldn't do it without like dick sucking KyoAni, and he was just like, dude, who cares? It's KyoAni. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, maybe you're right. I don't know, because I feel like I don't want people to be like, oh, you guys just always agree on everything and dick suck KyoAni. It's like it's kind of hard not to though. Like, I mean, the animation, the facial expressions, the little things that are done, and obviously, yeah, it's a movie, so it's a bigger budget and whatever, but. I mean, that's not really an excuse. Like, look at Violet Evergarden, or look at Hibike Euphonium, the series itself. Like they do that with everything they do. It's just really good.
Yeah, because Kyoto Animation has like a whole different production style to a lot of other anime studios. I think they have like a lot of full-time animators, and they really cultivate their studio more. Because a lot of studios will they'll hire out like mercenary animators, and and they have these like crazy schedules, and it's like the whole system makes it hard for them to have great animation. But with KyoAni, they got their system down. That's why all their shows look great.
It's like you go into a burger joint. It's like, yeah, we grow our potatoes in house for the fries. And it's like, oh shit. Like
we grow them under the toilet.
Under
in the toilet bowls.
We don't even need to salt it. Salty pee. Anyway. That's really fucking gross. Grow 'em under the toilet. What the fuck? Nah, like, yeah, no, like I was trying to, I couldn't understand, like, I obviously wanted to talk about the story and stuff, but the story, the whole theme of learning to let go and things like that, it's not like an original archetype or theme, like that's an obvious theme. But when it's KyoAni doing it and doing it the way they did it in this film, it was done very well. So like I didn't really have much to say about that. So it's like, what else can I talk about? The animation and sound design. It's obviously really, really good because it's KyoAni, But I don't know. What did you guys think?
I did enjoy the sound design where whenever they open the door or close the door to the music room, it sounds exactly like real life, because like they open the door and it gets louder, close it gets
Or when she opened the window to see Kumiko and.
Oh yeah, that was a nice little callback, because if you've seen the TV show, then you'll recognize that scene where Kumiko and Reina are practicing together underneath at the bottom of the school.
Oh, so that's a scene in season 2.
But from a different angle. They animated it from the other angle this time.
Oh.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of parts where Kumiko, like you see her. There's one where she's like cleaning out her tuba, or is it Yeah, tuba. No, Euphonium. God damn it, the other girl plays
Euphonium.
tuba. That's the name of the show.
Sam is gonna Mac is gonna be mad.
No, the tuba-kun is a different girl. Okay,
Mac
I know
is
that.
gonna be mad that you got it wrong.
But like, it's cool that they had these nice little like Easter eggs, but it's not like in your face like, hey, remember in season 1? Haha. Like they don't even speak at all. It's just them in the background, which is cool because it shows that like the world is like alive and every character has their story. So that's kind of what's going on with this. I think I interrupted Danny as well. I'm not sure.
No, you didn't. It's fine.
What did you think of it, Danny? Damn.
It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. I definitely I can relate to it because it focused on woodwind instruments, which in high school and in elementary school I played the flute, so it definitely was relatable, especially for me. However, the scenes that related the two characters, not the ones with Liz and the Bluebird, were just flat to me. It was very flat, and I wasn't really paying attention, while I was watching this movie and like those scenes happened, I wasn't really paying attention. I was either, doing something else or fiddling with my phone and not paying attention to the movie at all. So in a way,
how dare you, Danny?
I'm sorry, but like the flow of it was just very flat, and I couldn't just keep focus on what I was watching. So and I realized that while I was fiddling with my phone, I told myself, I should really be paying attention to what the hell is going on right now. But I did, however, I did like the music that was in it, especially when they were practicing and everything, and how the struggle on how to practice playing your instrument and feeling the music and everything like that, and making it an experience, an emotion. So as a dancer, that's definitely a big thing when you're performing. You know, you have to feel the music. You have to make it your own, and you definitely have to make it an emotion so that people can feel what you're feeling. So, did I cry? No, I didn't cry.
0 out of 10. Didn't cry.
But it definitely, I definitely related and felt what the girls felt on their issues and why the girls were becoming distant from one another. It was a good lesson at the same time. So yeah, that's my opinion on it.
I mean, I get where you're coming from because I am also a musician. I think that part. So like, there's a thing in the part in the book, in the sheet music they're given. There's 3 or 4 movements. So the first movement is, you know, a set of songs that tell the beginning of the story. The second and the third. The third movement is where Liz starts realizing that she's supposed to let the Bluebird go. And there's a part where she does finally tell her, I am not supposed to keep you here, you know, whatever. Anyway, that's like a big thing throughout the movie, is the third movement. And that's where the oboe and flute solo come into play. The flute is supposed to represent one part, and the oboe is supposed to represent the other, and they're supposed to answer each other and playing the notes and playing that solo. It's like one of the reasons why they chose it, you know what I mean? So they could play it together. Of course, I'm sure Nozomi chose it not trying to think of that they would relate to it in the way they did, but
yeah, they really related to it so much, you know?
Yeah. Just to emphasize on what Danny was saying, is like it was quite literally they had to answer each other with their instruments, and it was like she would play a part, and then she would canon it a measure after, and it was just really
the
cool.
Director was telling them to have a conversation. Taki, the director. Yeah. Actually, Nick was in band too. You were in band, weren't you? Oh yeah.
Up
I
until
was in
when?
band. Till end of high school.
Oh, well, you lasted longer than I did.
Didn't you play the clarinet?
I was pretty good.
You played the clarinet, right? Yeah. You
I
played
was
what suit you
Squidward.
played.
I was Squidward.
You were Squidward. Yeah.
No, I was first chair. I was the bomb, dude.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Yeah, Nick was actually really good. Yeah.
I was pretty good. I didn't practice as much as I could have, but you know.
I mean, you practice enough to become first chair. That's pretty impressive.
I was like, I was like Misere. I was like, natural talent. And gay.
Yeah. The
No,
thing
I'm
about
just
the thing and gay. The thing about the clarinet is that the reed is a single piece, and it sits on the mouthpiece.
The
oboe, it's a
oboe
double
is
reed.
2.
If I remember correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a separate thing. You put it in.
And it's fun.
That's what she said.
And flute and oboe music are the same notes, actually. In band.
Yeah, it's been a while.
In band, I in high school especially, I was given oboe parts. Even though I played the flute.
Oh, you played flute?
Yeah.
Like a normie?
Yeah.
Lol.
Like a normie?
Well, the flute is actually really hard to play.
Yeah, I know. Every instrument's hard in its own way. Except trumpet, am I right? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I played the baritone for a while, and then I traded that in for a guitar and a bass.
A bass.
And then I was in a metal band.
Bass.
Because I was an edgelord.
Edgelord.
But anyway. But no, it's the same thing, though. You know, like, as soon as I would, you know, start screaming and end screaming, you know, Angel, my guitarist, and that's when she knew to do this note, that note. You know, it's the same thing. But, obviously, it's not as refined in this kind of music.
Yes.
But, like,
so I'm screaming.
Because I could fucking change that up if I wanted to, and she would just know what I was doing. You know what I mean? But it was easy for us to read each other. It's easy to read each other when you're in that when you're in a metal band or rock band.
The
but
thing
anyway,
about being in a band is you got to be nuts because you got to practice the same songs like over and over again.
oh man, I remember practicing one song I had written all night for like 2 hours in a cold ass garage, and I was so sick of my own shit. I was like, man, I'm fucking dumb edgelord, emo edgelord. I don't want to hear this song anymore. Like I'm so done.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen to Bluebird. So Danny, you weren't really feeling it then.
Unfortunately, no, I wasn't. It just, even though I related
to it
to
in your own
it,
way.
I just wasn't feeling it how I thought I was going to, you know. I don't know. It just didn't. Like I said, it was pretty flat to me, in my perspective. So.
Okay.
But.
I think for me, because I have also not. I started Hibike Euphonium season 1 and I didn't. Now I kind of really want to watch it. To be
Wait,
honest
you didn't
with
finish season? I thought you did.
No, I did
Oh
not.
my god!
I mean-
Did you get to the nose boop scene?
No.
Did Sam? What the fuck? All right, Sam. Here's what you and Seneca and Danny, all of you three, got to watch season 1
Hibike Euphonium.
and watch it
But
with
no-
Mac, and then make subtle comments about how Yuri it is.
How Yuri it is. But no, but listen though, like, and because I remember when Nick, because we were talking about it, and I was like, Nick, what do we do for this week? Because next week's Christmas. And he's like, well, let's just do Liz and the Bluebirds, easy movie. And I'm like, God, I don't want to do another review, And then when I looked at it, I was like, wait, this is a Hibike Ufotable thing. Am I gonna get it? And then I read everywhere. That these people basically said, even really like really pretty popular movie critics were like, it's Hibike Euphonium by itself. Like you don't need to have watched, because it's about these characters.
Really,
And it's like
the main tie to the season, the show, is that Nozomi, in season 2, Nozomi had left the band for a year, and she came back, and it was like really stressful to Mizuri. That's why.
Which
So,
they
like,
mentioned,
that's-
they mentioned.
That's
it in
what,
the movie.
in the film they mention it, and that's kind of what leads to the film a little bit.
Yeah, but it's kind of like that part. Yeah, they play off of that part. So it's more of like a spin-off. But yeah, no, it was awesome. I thought, animation and sound design aside, I thought it was a pretty delightful movie. I mean,
And have you seen what is it, Tamako Love Story?
no.
Because that's another one. I think you would like that one even more, actually. That one's even more popular. Dude, first of all, Simon, you would love Tamako Market.
Is this movies or is
This is another Naoko Yamada show. Everything she's done is great because you like Silent Voice, you like K-On, shit. Yeah. Hibike Euphonium, Tamako Love Story. The thing with Tamako is like you want to watch Tamako Market is the show, and then Love Story is the movie. The show is a lot more silly than the movie, but like they kind of tie in, and it's like really really good. And I would say Love Story is a little bit similar to Liz and the Bluebird in a different way. It has more of like a hetero romance,
Wait,
but they're
wasn't
kind of trying to figure out what to do in college.
Wasn't Tamako Market one of your underrated ones or whatever, hidden gem ones? Or am I thinking of something else?
That's not a hidden. That one's pretty popular, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought I'm thinking of something else. Okay, yeah, no, actually, I should watch this. I kind of like the look of this. It looks like something.
Dude, Sam, you would actually. I think you would really enjoy Hibike Euphonium. Like I know, like when we first watched it in like 2015, like I was kind of poo pooing it just because I was tired of Mac saying KyoAni was saving anime. And I was trying to.
Yeah.
But like thinking back on it, I actually bumped up the score, and I'm like, this is better. The first season at least is much better than I remembered. So yeah,
It's definitely pretty. It's drawn beautifully.
Yeah, it's like the watercolor style.
Yeah.
And actually, the movie looks different from the TV show.
And I think
It looks like they use some slightly different character designs.
I think that's
to the TV
why I slightly like how the movie was drawn more than the show. Like I'm looking at some poster covers of Hibike, and the show is a lot more sharply clean than the movie. especially
Yeah.
especially in the scenes with Liz and the bird. I liked that. Like it represented how the story, like the storybook was.
And I'm wondering if part of that was like just because it's a TV show, they have to have like certain models and like make them more exact. I wonder if that was part of it. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Like based on the
with the
person who
movie-
did the character design.
Yeah,
They
with
had
the
to go off their
with the
stuff,
movie,
yeah.
you have more budget per minute. You know what I mean? Like you have more time to animate each minute.
So let's make this character design like this
So,
because we can do
Yeah,
that. Or
you
whatever.
can change that. You can make things. You could have more frames and more detail to everything, and so it doesn't have to be perfectly on model all the time. And I know a lot of shows break that, like Mob Psycho and Devilman, but
Love Mob Psycho.
I might
maybe
they
it was
did
just a
this in,
stylistic choice for the movie. Maybe they just wanted to do it.
I might give this
Right.
a try. I might watch a little bit of the show before I go to bed.
Hibike Euphonium.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to kind of like go off of what Danny said just a bit ago, the scenes where it's the book and you're watching Liz and
the
the
little
Bluebird,
fairy tale story. Yeah.
all the fucking animal face Johnsons. 10 out of 10
So
movie
cute.
already. Anyway.
I was so. Oh my god! I felt so bad for the little raccoon. Like Liz is all like, "I'm sorry, I don't have any more," and the raccoon just like made this most disappointed face ever, and you're just so like, "Oh my heart, my heart."
Well, he's a little bandit. But no, like the design of, I like how they were kind of like their arms were long. They were kind of tall and more lengthy looking. I like because like the color palette of like when they were in school in real life or whatever had like this seldom kind of blue warm overtones, and then when it was the book, it was just like do every color, it doesn't matter. It's a children's book, you know what I mean? And they could kind of go crazy with it. I really liked that. I really like when any kind of anime does that. It's super cool. But yeah, no, I like it. So
and like one thing to mention, like part of why Danny didn't like it as much is because if you're not paying close attention to the movie, then you'll miss the musical cues and audio cues that match with the character actions. Like when when Mizuri is waiting for Nozomi, like the music is matching her, and it's it's getting across these emotions without saying any words. And if you have it on in the background, you're not gonna notice that. It's not anyone's. It's.
I mean,
So Danny fucked up.
what are you talking about? I tried to pay attention.
Everyone yell at
I
Danny.
thought you said you were like doing your laundry or something.
Dude,
I was doing my laundry a little bit after.
you should have postponed your laundry.
I mean,
I gotta
did.
postpone my
I stopped
laundry.
doing it and everything else after I told myself, okay, I have to pay attention to this movie because I'm reviewing it tonight, and I need to say things, or else I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna be quiet as hell.
I gotta postpone the Post Malone concert because I postponed my laundry.
I'm not saying. I mean, is it one of my favorite movies? No, obviously, this is not going to be a favorite movie. But like they did have some parts that I did like. I'm not like hating on it. I was just a little slightly disappointed on how the flow of the movie went and everything.
I do think it could
was
have been a little
understated
shorter.
drama, not melodramatic enough. That's what
I
Danny's
mean,
saying.
I do think it could have been a little shorter, but then it wouldn't have been 90
maybe.
minutes.
Yeah,
Because it was a solid hour and a half, which is like the average
I think that's like a good
movie.
length for a movie, hour and a half.
Yeah, same. But like maybe I'm just tripping. KyoAni is really good about showing the environment, so maybe
That was
You know,
part of it.
like-
Yeah, like they're
Yeah,
building
it's
the
part of
mood.
it.
It's a mood piece. Like you're supposed to put it on a big screen and kind of let it wash over you. If you're watching it on your phone while doing your laundry.
I wasn't watching it on my phone. I was watching it on my TV. Number one. Okay.
While doing your laundry, and
I wasn't
and
doing
maybe
my
doing some
laundry. I did my
taxes,
I started doing my laundry after.
She put a load in, then put the movie, then paused it, then went to switch it over to the dryer,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I got to put a load of my laundry after this.
Yeah, so do I.
But-
Jesus.
Yeah, gee, yeah, we suck.
I'm doing that tomorrow.
Planning
though.
on the podcast.
Planning on the yeah,
Real
planning
life-
IRL.
real
Save
life-
it for the laundry podcast.
Real life podcast.
This was all just a Tide commercial.
It's all just a Tide
Don't
commercial,
eat
like
the
that
Tide
Attack on-
Pods.
Dude, let's see if we can buy one of those jugs of the Attack on Titan detergent, laundry detergent.
Oh, that'd be sick.
It'd be sick.
little
Anyway,
Titans
so let's
peeking
give
out from your-
scores. You want to give scores?
Yeah.
do
Oh,
scores.
and before speaking of scores, we got to give some props to the musical arrangement by Kensuke Ushio, who also
there you go.
he's also working on the music for the new Boogie Pop Phantom, which we mentioned, and he did music for Koi no Katachi, Ping Pong the Animation, a little bit of Space Dandy, and Devilman Crybaby. So like it's crazy because like aside from Koi no Katachi, all those other ones are like way different styles of music. So that's kind of cool that he's able to do that much of a range.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna look up his name earlier and I didn't. Thank you for that. Hell yeah, let's give scores then. So, wow, on Mal it's ranked 105. Jesus. Okay. Calm down.
Hashtag recency bias.
Yeah, that's true.
It is
yeah.
a good movie though. It is good.
It's got a current score of 8.5 out of 3,400 some users.
And
so.
the thing you got to keep in mind is this is a sequel to a show that's already popular. So like sequels, it has the sequel effect and the recency effect. So it's going to have an inflated score.
That's true.
Danny hasn't seen the show. She's not a fan of the show, so she's not going to give it as high of a score.
Well, I haven't seen it either, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it.
But you're not going to
decent-
like seek it out and that type of thing.
Oh,
Same thing
sure.
with like
Yeah, okay.
Gintama. It's like if you've made it that far, you're going to give it a high score.
Remember when we
It's
roasted the Mal list and there's like Gintama 10 times and we were like, this is fucking stupid. Gintama sucks.
Hashtag fucking Tama. Hashtag that'll be my favorite anime after I watch it.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie.
Let's try letter grades.
Okay, let's do letter grades. I'm gonna give it.
And you can give plus minus if you want.
I'll give it a solid B plus. Because like, I feel like if I give it an A or an A minus, I would have had to enjoy it as much as because I'm doing that thing like you do. Like, okay, do I like it better than this movie that I watched or whatever? But I'm thinking B plus is what I'm thinking. B plus because I mean it's animated beautifully. The sound design is great. The music is great.
It's
music-
funny because it's not like it's really understated. It's not super dramatic like Silent Voice or Your Name or a lot of the Ghibli movies. You don't have these huge peaks,
Right.
But at the same time, like if you pay close attention and if you're in the right mood, then it's really good. So it's a little tough to score it sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely got that indie like romance
Yeah.
feel.
It doesn't
for
have
sure.
like it doesn't have
which I
like
don't mind.
one moment that I can point to, if that makes sense.
I can point to a couple moments that I really loved, but I don't want to. I might spoil if I do. So
Oh, like one's near
But-
the end.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, I say B plus. What about Danny?
It's a C.
C for
C
you.
grading, yeah.
I'm sure you would have given it lower if the animation and stuff wasn't.
Yeah.
as-
I mean, the only reason I would have given it maybe like a C minus, but I did like the animation for it. So, and plus I love the music, especially at the end.
Oh, their concert
the composition,
song.
yeah, the compositions that they chose were very beautifully done and arranged, yeah, not done, arranged and everything, and it definitely reminded me on how being in a concert band was like. So, yeah, it's a C for me.
I think given your reasoning and everything, that seems fair. Yeah. Nick, but Nick has seen both
Yeah,
seasons of
and
Hibike,
and
right?
plus, I think I'm being kind of forgiving because I've never even seen the show.
But Nick has, right? Nick, you've seen both of them, right?
Yeah, it's been a while though. I
Right,
don't
'cause
even
you watched-
remember. Like season 2 had like 2 or 3 different mini arcs to it, and I know Nozomi and Misery were one of them.
What was that,
and then
2016,
Asuka was another
right?
one, and yeah, that I believe so. So it's been a little while, but
So what do you give Liz and the Bluebird then?
I'd probably give it similar to what you gave it, Sam. Yeah, I'd give it like a B plus. Like B plus is really good though, because if C is passing, that's a pass. A C is a pass. So like a B plus
yeah.
is like if we're grading on a curve, that's like way above average based on that. So,
I mean, I think like you mentioned earlier, like the understated drama, like and things like that. Like it's not, and like how it reminded me a lot of.
And actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna be a little bit picky. I'm gonna give it a regular B, just a regular B. And I know a lot of people give it A plus. You know, it's like one of their favorite movies, one of the best anime they've seen in the year. But you know, I'm looking for something. I'll be right in between you guys.
Okay.
Just
You're
because
gonna sandwich yourself in there.
I'm the cream inside of your guys' Oreo.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh God.
Just because like, what am I saying? Like it is a very good movie. The sound really matches the movements. You don't really need to. It's a lot of the themes of the movie are unsaid and like kind of read between the lines. But at the end of the day, I think it doesn't. Like the weird thing is like if it doesn't have those really high peaks for me, then I'm willing to take the, if it has a 10 out of 10 moment, but also like a 5 out of 10 moment, I'll take that over a movie like this that's like consistently an 8. It doesn't go up or down too high or low, but I kind of want the big moments, So yeah, like it's a good movie. It's good.
Sure. Okay. Okay, Dan.
I would recommend it.
I think I would recommend it too. It reminds me a lot of the indie romance movies I watched a lot when I was getting super into film, like when I started becoming a hipster douchebag. I do like indie films, but a lot of them lately have been trying to do like that nostalgia, sell you back nostalgia bull crap, and that's why I'm not into it now. But I would recommend too. I would definitely recommend to some people. If I knew what their tastes were, I'd definitely be like, hey, you'd like this, That being said, that's Liz and the Bluebird. Based KyoAni is what Mac would say. He used to say that, based KyoAni. Tell us what you thought, because I know there were people on our Discord who were saying like, oh yeah, I'm watching this today, and yeah, I'm gonna see this today and stuff like that. So, let me know what you guys thought. The discussion's always happening in the Discord. Links.animesummit.net. I mentioned that earlier. Go there, and you can find us on Discord there and stuff. Let us know what you thought. Go ahead and put it in seasonal discussion or general. It doesn't matter. And, yeah. You know what? I mean, I can't get over... You know what I really loved? I should have mentioned this earlier. I really love the design of the Bluebird.
Yeah.
The blue hair, her blue hair,
Yeah.
and, like...
She was cute.
She looked like a fucking, like, damsel in distress from, like, a 70s big robot anime. Like, it was perfect. She's so cute. She's beautiful. And of course, all the Animal Face Johnsons make it automatically a 10 out of 10. Bump that to an A+. Animal Face Johnsons are always good.
Gotta go A+.
Gotta go A+ on the fucking Deer Face Johnson. A+, dude.
Raccoon Face Johnson.
Speaking of Deer Face Johnson, I gotta watch Nichijou now.
There you go. Oh, dude, God.
Yeah, the suplex. Oh man,
The fucking principal.
another Kyoto animation.
Yeah. Oh, and another Naoko Yamada. She did some key animation and directing on some of that shit. Hey, thank you for listening as always. And remember, next week is going to be an AO episode. Take that with a grain of salt. Listen to it for fun. We're going to take a break for the holidays. Buy me stuff for Christmas. If you don't,
Buy me
I
stuff
will.
too. Buy us
Danny
all
needs
stuff.
Danny, what do you need? What do you need? Some manga? You're probably missing some, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? No, actually, no. Fuck Danny.
Whoa.
Buy Nick some manga. He needs to start reading.
Yeah, Nick does need to start
Some
reading.
shit.
You can get me some figures. I want some more figures.
Give me a shonen so I don't have to read. I can just look at the pictures.
Oh God.
No, you have to read with shonens because of all the.
Ultra!
You have to read with shonens because of the whole exposition panels where it's like,
Oh yeah, so fast.
yeah. Wait, he's playing the Blue Eyes White Dragon now? I thought you couldn't do
Shit.
that without sacrificing 2 monsters.
Dude, I would read that manga. Like, holy
Screw the
shit.
rules. I have money.
I would for real. If there was a good Yu-Gi-Oh manga, I'm sure there probably is, but like,
Dude, let's find the original one. I'm sure we can find it.
I
somewhere.
want one that's like really melodramatic and just over the top. I want to read that shit. I want to watch that shit.
For sure. All right then.
Got to make that happen.
That being said, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. There's like a couple others I'm forgetting. Ramadan? Is Ramadan later?
I think that's a different time of year.
That's a different time of year, right? Okay, I don't know then. Or, Krampus. Merry Krampus. Dude, fucking Krampus is coming for you, dude.
Oh yeah,
Fucking Krampus, dude.
dude, that episode of Venture Brothers where the Krampus monster showed up was funny as hell.
I haven't seen that.
It was one of the specials from season 1.
Speaking of Krampus, I gotta get that Overwatch skin for Junkrat Krampus.
I got
Okay,
that.
Anyway.
The only one I'm missing is Lucio.
Fuck
And
you,
the
that's
ones
most
from
popular
last
one.
year. I'm missing May's little Santa outfit.
All right. Fuck you then. Because I haven't gotten shit. Anyway, be on the lookout this weekend for the next newscast also. And I will see you guys next time. I've been Sam. That's Danny. Too Slick Nick. And we've been the Anime Summit Podcast. Catch it one.
Catch it one. Anime of the year.